Hi, and welcome along to the slightly overdue barn build update. Now, if you may remember from the last episode, I was just doing the insulation on the interior, and before I can return to that, I need to finish off the sliding vehicle access door. So let's get on with that. Welcome to Dirt Cheap. Right, I'm going to need some runners for the slide door on the front of the workshop, and these channels are what I'm going to use. They're a bit hefty for the job, but it's all I've got. Obviously they need a bit of a clean up. That end actually was cut with a gas axe, so I'll probably straighten that with my chop saw. The back sides of these probably just need a little clean up with the flat wheels that I've got here, and using the 4-inch to take all the muck and dust off it, and then I'll add some of that metal preserving paint just to give them half a chance when they're sat in the ground. So I'm going to do that to the back and the sides. In there is mud and grease from where they've been stored under a car, come out of my old dad's garage. So I will make with the wire brushes in there and then see if I can get that flat wheel in. First job for today though, get the back and the sides of these cleaned up with that flat wheel. I'll slap some paint on it. Now it's going to be a bit of a dull job, so I'll stick you in time-lapse mode, and I'll see you on the other side, and then we'll talk about the paint. Right, that's that done. They're all cleaned off, as you can see, bottom and sides. Time for a bit of paint. To set the channel under the door along here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out a couple of places and set these bricks, which is left over from the base build, and set a few of them along like that, and set the channels on top. I've got a piece of board here which I'm going to use as a depth guide, so I'll set that across on the bricks underneath the door. That gives me the depth that I want for setting the channel bottom, and then when that's done and the bricks are set, I can bring the channel into place. So a little bit of a dig out is the next job. So the eagle eyes view, will notice that this is a different day. We've been trying to get around the weather recently. I'm pretty sure it's raining everywhere. So we're now ready to set some bricks underneath this slide door. I've got my muck in my bucket there. You're about to find out that I am not a builder or a bricklayer. What I'm going to do is put you on time-lapse mode again, because I'm not sure this is going to be very interesting, but you may want to see what happens. So there's the first one set. I checked them level both ways. You may have seen me on the time lapse there. I'm checking that with the board, so the board flat on that brick, and bring the door across, and it looks like it's good to go. And there we go. I'll get on with the other two. So that all three are in here, and I'll show you what the result looks like, but probably not till after they've set. As promised, a few days later, and the bricks are finally set. In the meantime, I've been finishing off the channel, so I've cut the ragged edge off that one. I've drilled the holes ready for fixing into the brick. All that remains for me to put the channels in their final position and fix them down. I'm going to put you in time-lapse mode while I get on with that, and I'll see you when they're in place. So that's the slide door done and in place, and I thought we'd move on to the interior. So in the meantime, I've been putting up some 25mm thick acoustic plasterboard. Now that cuts down the noise from inside here getting out, so it's sort of a little bit thinking about the neighbours. Behind there, of course, is the insulation that you may have seen towards the end of the last episode. That's all in there as well, and that's complete. The joints I've been filling with their ready-mix jointing compound, and I'm going to sand that back, ready to give the walls a paint. And there it is, all painted white. Next job is to put this stuff down, which I think is called Cempolay. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's kind of a generic term for it. Anyway, it's a green primer that we're going to paint on the floor. That's all going to go across here. That seals the cement, keeps the dust down, and also gives it a sort of adhesive for the self-leveler to put on, which is the very next job after that, which you'll see in a bit more time lapse right behind you. That's the self-leveler done, so we're going to paint the floor like that. And there we are. It's an epoxy-based paint, so I've had to leave that to harden for a week, but we're done. Did it actually take me 10 years to get this far? Well, yes, I spent that time bringing up a family before I even started on this barn build, and there's a further 2 years in the actual build, but I am now actually done. And if you want to find out what happens next, then the subscribe button is the one for you. And if you want to find out how I got to this point, then that video is for you. If you like what I'm doing here, give it the old thumbs up. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.